Alright guys, I thought today we'd play with this from Icstation. This is the sound light alarm kit. And my PC is down at the moment, so you guys are going to have to bear with me and kind of look at it on here. So from Icstation, this is Icstation DIY Kit Electronic Temperature Control Sound Light Alarm Suite with simple circuit and easy soldering. So here it says, adjust the potentiometer to set the temperature threshold value. So basically when it reaches the temperature threshold, the alarm goes off. We can put in 3 to 5 volts. And here is a schematic. Over here, this is our thermistor, which is sensing the temperature. And you can see it's forming a voltage divider here with this 10K potentiometer. And that voltage divider is feeding the base of this 9015 transistor, which when it turns on is creating kind of a voltage divider here with the emitter and this what's that, 1.5K, which feeds the base of the 9014, which when it activates and starts pulling from collector emitter, activates the base of the another 9014, which activates this LED, and from right here the alarm, and there you can see the voltage. So it's a pretty simple circuit. Let's build it and have some fun. Alright, let's open up the bag here and see what we got. Alright, so here's our circuit board. Plated through. Looks very nice. We've got our piezo sounder, potentiometer, 3 resistors. This is our thermistor, LED, and some transistors. This should be a pretty easy kit to put together. Let me get everything laid out and then we'll get started. Alright, we've got everything laid out. Let's get started with the resistors. Let's get that 38K in there first. Orange, white, orange. Yep. So we'll bend those legs. And just put her in there like that. And splay the legs out to keep her steady. Alright, next up is 15K. If I can get a hold of it. So that would be brown and green. And there's our 15. And our last one is the what? 6.8. A second here. His legs nice and bent. Alrighty, so there's our 6.8. So all of our resistors are now nicely in place, and we can solder everything in. So we'll get out the world's cheapest Chinese soldering iron. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you watch it. It's a really good one. And we will get a little tiny bit of solder on the tip for heat transfer. Wipe off your tip after every couple of joints. We want to keep everything clean. And that should do it for our resistors. Let me find my nippers. Yeah, those construction guys are still having a party outside my window. And I missed one. That's the only problem with soldering multiple things at once. You can miss them if you're not real careful. But that's why I go back, have a look, and check everything out. So there we go. All our resistors are soldered in. Now let's go transistory. Here's our 9015. That goes in the top like such. And then the two 9014s go down below here. And yes, there is a reason I'm doing these all at once like this. And it has to do with heat and how much heat each transistor gets. So if we do it like this, and we solder just one pin of each transistor at a time, we can minimize the amount of heat on the transistors. And the heat is, of course, the biggest killer of semiconductors. My big rule in soldering is if you can't get in and out within 2 seconds, you're not hot enough. Okay, wipe off my tip. Then we'll bite off these nipples here. It's not thunder. It's just Columbia gas outside my window. Be right back. Alright, next up, let's do our LED, which is a polarized component. Long leg anode, short leg cathode. Anode is plus. So plus, whoopsies. It goes like this. And we'll solder in our LED. Ruh-roh. Oh. You know on a stay, Captain. Again, a diode is a semiconductor, so in and out as quickly as you can. All right, next. Oh, sure. Why not the speaker? Again, a polarized component. There's the plus. So we'll put the piezo in thusly. Knock off the tips. And we might as well finish up this side by putting in the power lead. So I'm going to cheat just a little bit here. Put some extra solder on my iron just to get that stuck. Good. Now I'm wiping off all that solder that's had all its flux burn off. And we'll solder it in proper like. Very nice. So that leaves two things: the thermistor and the potentiometer. The thermistor is a temperature sensitive resistor, so it's non-polarized, and we'll stick her in like that. Solder her up real nice. And bite off her nipples. And get us our last thing, which is the potentiometer. You see the little marks facing the inside of the board telling us which way to install this 10-turn. So we will install it as they have instructed. Now, if you install it backwards, it will still work, but it will turn and adjust opposite of what you expect it to. So, it won't be catastrophic, but it won't be right. Okay. That should end our soldering for today. I'll bite off these nipples, we'll let this cool down, and we'll give her a shot. Alright, now that our soldering is over for the day, clean off my soldering iron and coat the tip with a nice new coat of solder. I like to let it hang upside down for a few seconds. The iron is off. We'll let that solidify. And what we'll end up with is a nice protective coating of solder on the tip that will keep the iron from deteriorating. All right, we'll be back when the board is cool and ready to test. Alright, I've got her hooked up to 3 volts. And if I adjust down a little bit here, nothing. Interesting. There we go. So now it's sounding. And then if we adjust clockwise, then it stops. So if it falls below this temperature, then it will power back up and make that horrible sound and light up. But for right now, it is pretty stable. So that was a really easy kit to put together, and I can think of a whole bunch of uses for it, because you don't have to use the alarm or the LED, although, I mean, they make a great alarm, but you could take out one of these components and, for instance, send that signal to an Arduino or something, to a transistor, or trigger a relay. The possibilities are endless, and for a $2 kit delivered to your door in 2 weeks, that's pretty awesome. Again, there's that part number from Icstation.com. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little kit put together. I know I had fun. And there we go. That's pretty useful and annoying. Alright. If you guys like this, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace.